We're live, the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast. I'm Austin Pez Howell running the show here this evening, here with my fellow Lonely Marks and my good buddies, Mr. JPO, Jordan Owens, who's furiously watching the MLW Battle Riot right now in the background. How's it going, JPO?
Yeah, what was this Royal Rumble you guys keep talking about? I thought we were gonna just review the Battle Riot, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, at least the title's on the line in that one. That raises those stakes, huh? So that's
Yeah.
really something. And he's back from a little hiatus. Back with us this evening, Richie Goodacre. How's it going, Richie? Long time no see, as always.
Think I'm back, hopefully with stupid internet, but yeah, we'll I'll see how this goes. But I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. And what else could you want?
Better internet for you. That's what we could want. So, which was working fine during real movies, and now apparently doesn't want to work. I don't know what happened in the last 15 minutes. But yeah, no, we're here on the Lonely Marks. We're going to cover all the Royal Rumble shenanigans and talk about everything and some of the fallout that happened on Raw. We'll cover some of the news bits, but with a something like the Royal Rumble, there's a lot of fantasy points to be had when a lot of our rosters are in that match participating. So a lot of participation points. So let me see if I can break it all down for you guys. Just a few things off the bat. SmackDown, 30 for JPO, 30 for Richie, 20 for me, and 30 for Ronda. So fairly even split on SmackDown. They had a lot of the roster there, in Riyadh for SmackDown. So we got a little bit of Raw, a little bit of SmackDown all in one show. So we had some participation there, although the main event had no winner. So that didn't help anybody. So no contest. So that didn't help anybody get any winning points. But on to the actual Rumble. So yeah, quite a few points handed out during the Rumble. Like I said, if you even had somebody participating in the Women's Rumble, you got 10 points, or somebody participating in the Men's Rumble, since it was the main event, you got 15 points per person. So that's quite a few points to go around, even if you just had somebody appear in the Rumble officially. JPO came out of the Rumble with 95 points for the event. Richie came out with 105, so pretty good Rumble for you, Richie, coming out of that. My Rumble, 170, so a little bit better than both of you. Including a winner that I picked up, as well as Drew McIntyre defending his title, which got me a decent amount of points as well. And then Ronda came out of the Royal Rumble with 90 points. And then just a little capper on Raw. Only 3 matches on Raw, so not a lot of actual matches going on. And I got excited when I saw the War Raiders were going to be on, and then they didn't even have a match, and Obafemi came out and made them look like complete and utter geeks. So that sucks for my roster. So that's the end of the War Raiders, I'm sure. So wonderful. I'm so excited about that. But Raw, 25 points for JPO. We got 45 points for Richie because you had Stephanie Vicker successfully in the main event defending her title. So that's a big points when you have that. It's like 35 points if you get a main event title defense. So a good Raw there. I had no points on Raw because none of my roster appeared. And Ronda only had, I think, like 10 points or something too. So your standings post Royal Rumble, post week of all the shenanigans here. Richie, unfortunately, you're still in 4th place with 295, but you're starting to close the gap a little bit. So 295. Ronda is then in 3rd with 320. JPO, you have slipped a second, 375. As far as that goes, and I'm in front with 395, but still only a 20-point gap, and we only had a small gap like that, only like a 20-point gap going into the Rumble, so just a minor swing. Again, I took a swing with Roman Reigns, and then I had a Drew with the title defense, so that's what kind of put me over for the Rumble, but that's what we've got going on. Now, I do have a birdie in my ear for a potential roster switch that we'll get to potentially, but Richie, as the person in 4th place, you get first dibs if you'd like to make a roster swap at this time. You have 2 available, so if you'd like to, I always go to the 4th person first.
I think I'm going to stay put for now. I think, it was a good Rumble for me. Yeah, like nothing. There's no real reason for me to make a change at this point. So, I'm
okay. All right. So Ronda is in 3rd place, and she has informed me that she wants to make her first roster flip, and she actually has 4 available because she won the Royal Rumble predictions. So she actually got that extra roster slot as winning eight prediction points in the Rumble. So she's going to basically just default back to 3. So she got kind of a freebie here. She has informed me she wants to dump Aleister Black, so he is now back as a free agent, and she is going to pick up Solo Sikoa. So, and in fact, she has the Tongans and she has Solo Sikoa on her roster. So even if they freebird it, she can get those points for the tag team title matches and the title defenses, and as well as any singles matches he might have. So she's going to roll.
That's a decent. I feel like it's a decent move there.
Yeah, I mean, she literally she picked up the Tongans as a tag, but they've been kind of doing the Freebird thing. So sometimes it's been like Solo and like one of the Tongans defending the title, with the Freebird rule. So I feel like she's kind of hedging her bets there, but that's not a bad bet. So she has done that. JPO, you are now in second place. You have 3 available should you need them. But I think your roster is still performing very well, but I still will go to you if you'd like to make any roster swaps.
Yeah, no, I'll be set. I'm settled for now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been performing pretty well. I had a conundrum myself because I have a gentleman named AJ Styles on my roster who, I think we were all kind of like, uh-oh, is that really it? Is that the end? By all indications, I think it might be, actually. I can't find a whole lot to the contrary. That I don't think it's some kind of storyline thing. I think he's legitimately done, at least wrestling in the WWE. He might not be wrestling totally.
He did put the clothes back on, so I don't know what that means.
Maybe, but there was no follow-up or anything.
They try to retcon that, not retcon it, but Triple H was like, that was just him, as like one more time, like that. But Triple H swore he's done it again. That's WWE, who knows?
Yeah, so I it's hard to find any concrete information. It looks like they're kind of moving on. Even on Raw, there wasn't much of a mention of it or anything like that beyond, we'll miss you, AJ, kind of a thing. I have a sneaky suspicion he might actually go wrestle some other people in other promotions before he can't anymore, if he truly is done with WWE, but he might not be done with wrestling per se. But regardless of that, I can't just have him as complete dead weight on my roster now that he's actually gone. So I am going to burn another roster slot, and I'm going to swap AJ. And of my available options, I'll pick up somebody else on Raw, and I'll go Bronson Reed because nobody has him right now. So I will pick him up.
Do you see him potentially going to TNA and doing the?
No, not TNA, but if he lets his contract run out and he's truly free, I'm not ruling out a New Japan or AEW run, honestly, to go with his buddies in AEW and reunite with the.
I feel like the TNA thing, like he could have asked for that any time in the last year. He didn't. Is why I'm saying no. Like it's not like that wasn't possible already.
Yeah, so but I could see him going and wanting to wrestle his buddies over on the other promotion before he can't wrestle anymore. I could actually see that. So, there's a possibility there. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I'm not going to sit around and wait. I'm gonna put Bronson on my roster and hopefully still collect some points. So yeah, there you go. So that is the weekly fantasy update. So a lot of swings for the Royal Rumble, but a lot of wrestling left to go, obviously leading up to WrestleMania. So we'll see how that goes. We'll get into the news. If we want to get started, a bit of a somber note to start with, something that I saw just broke a little while ago, actually. There's a referee for WWE named Daphne LaShawn. She's the African-American female referee. If you guys have seen her, refs quite a bit. And she unfortunately had a tragedy in her family recently. There was a house fire, one of her family members' house, and she lost 4 family members in this house fire. Really tragic situation. Yeah. Apparently she put on Instagram that unfortunately her grandfather, grandmother, uncle, and a cousin were all lost in the fire, as well as the house. And also there were other family members that are now displaced. So there have been links getting shared out. She has a GoFundMe set up for the family that is already getting traction, even from wrestlers. Liv Morgan already donated $5,000, I believe, as well as some of the other referees, some of the other officials, Natalia, Kathy Kelly, things like that. It's starting to get some traction in the wrestling community. And, we've seen this a lot no, JPO, you covered other GoFundMe's where the wrestling community seems to come together around, some of the people, moments of tragedy. So, where people dealing with medical bills and whatnot. So hopefully this will get some traction. It just broke tonight. So I'm sure over the weekend and through the week, it will get shared out more, amongst the wrestling community. But not hard to find if you want to look up the GoFundMe. Just look up WWE referee GoFundMe. So kind of a tragic situation there. So sorry to set on a somber note, but I just saw that break a little while ago. So yeah, no, our condolences with Daphne and her family. It's a horrible situation. So rough stuff. Let's see. The Battle Riot is debuting now, so we won't talk too much about that. Maybe JPL will run that down next week, and can run that down. Maybe I'll get a chance to watch
just
it.
Do the other news. I'll give it to you in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, go ahead and hit the news. Yeah, if you want to, I'll pass it over to you.
No, I was going to say, you guys do the news, and I'll give you the Battle Royale. And if you guys have anything, go first.
Oh, okay. No, Richie, why don't you go ahead first? Anything you got you want to talk about?
Particularly just like there's been a couple of shifts in the championships. Joe Henry, say his name. He appears. Joe Henry, NXT champion.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. I wasn't actually expecting. I mean, he's a cool champion. I wasn't actually expecting that like this early, but I guess that's awesome. And then on the AEW front already, Tommaso Ciampa, wasting no time. He's the new TNT.
Yeah, I think he set a record for like quickest debut to championship, almost immediately, like a few days later. Because he beat Mark Briscoe on Collision, to win the TNT title. So yeah, they're not wasting any time putting gold on him. That's for sure. Definitely.
Beyond that, because I've been a bit out of the loop, so I don't have like lot of news unless JPO has some things that he's been reading other than obviously the Battle Riot. Obviously we'll get into Royce Keys as well as we talk about the Royal Rumble here.
I figured we'll touch on Royce, kind of as we get into the Rumble, because that was kind of a surprise debut there, for sure.
That's pretty. I don't have like it looks like Hiromu Takahashi is leaving New Japan. I do feel bad for New Japan. It seems like a mass exodus going on there. I don't know what's going on, but I do hope they're all good, financially speaking. But there is a rumor that he's WWE bound, so I'm not sure. It's
him and Evil might be, joining WWE very soon.
Yeah. Which be cool. I thought Takahashi is really good. We'll see how that transpires. I think they're definitely kind of leaning more into sort of New Japan wrestlers these days. So I don't know if they're thinking about like maybe doing a pay-per-view in Japan. I'm not sure. Speaking of pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever, mind you, I guess the rumors weren't true that Backlash is going to be in Puerto Rico. No, it was announced on the show. It was in
Florida.
Tampa.
Just in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, it's weird to call it Backlash Tampa when it's just in Florida, but all right.
I was like, okay, fair enough. So assume that that is now so, and
some stuff was I know the Grand Slam Australia show was next week. The Australia events. We got some stuff officially announced for that because and one thing as a result of Dynamite, when Brody King beat MJF in 3 minutes.
It's washed.
So which thus earns him a title shot, and that's going to happen at we found out Grand Slam Australia, so he will officially get a title match there, as well as Jon Moxley defending his Continental Championship, that's still a thing. I don't know. Again, I don't know who has what titles, but I guess he officially has that title now, and he's defending against Takeshita at Grand Slam Australia. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, those guys beat the shit out of each other. That should be fun.
Also, like a hair? Is it hair versus like a hair versus hair? It's Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir. And like the hair versus hair match. I would just judging based on who needs a haircut. Wheeler Yuta's getting his head shaved. Come on.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
So you got that, but yeah, like, obviously it's cool for Sydney, but Brisbane's a house show, so I don't know what we'll get when I watch that. But yeah, that's cool. It is, it's surprising that like MJF lost in that matter, but it's kind of cool that would be surprised. And yeah, the crowd chant a big, huge, loud "fuck ice" chants.
that apparently I read something that Bryce Remsburg like kind of even like halted ringing the bell just to let it run its course essentially. So yeah, that clip actually is getting like media traction like outside of wrestling media. Like it's being played on like news shows because it was like
I know.
Yeah, it's
someone that only does like movie trivia was like, I need to like start watching AEW. These fans are crazy.
Yeah, right. So you might see more headlines about that in the next day or two as well, because it's going beyond that. So it was even on the Drudge Report. It's a website called the Drudge Report I go to. It's just kind of a snapshot of like world news, every day. And they had a link to it in that. They were like wrestling crowd chants like "fuck ice" during main event or something like that. So there you go.
MJF had a great line last week where it's like, I've never seen a liberal look more like a Nazi. Such a great just a great one. Also, it's interesting if you look online. I guess MJF and Seth Rollins were both at like a Super Bowl type event, and they had an interaction.
Yeah, there was like a Super Bowl kind of press event because Seth has been doing like some NFL stuff with like Netflix and a few other things where he's just been like popping up on, like pre-show stuff. I've seen him on like random. There was a before one of the championship games the last week or two, I saw Seth on the little like round table panel on the field. Doing stuff. I guess he's recovering. Yeah, and him and MJF had a little like face-to-face or something or other. So I mean,
And it's gonna go. I could see that. Like it depends. I don't know what MJF's like current deal is, but I still feel he has to be. He'd go to WWE eventually. I know he's got that AEW tattoo, but it's
he's going whenever it's up. He's going to WWE. 100%.
Yeah. And
I don't agree with that at all.
I do. I think it is. I think he's WWE bound 100%.
I think unlike because think about the people that have left. It's been Hobbs, it's been Starks, it's been Page. It's been people that have been unbooked and unhappy. I don't know, man. I'm not saying I'm for sure. I'm just saying, unlike them, he's been booked pretty well. He's in heavy spots. He's been the champ a couple times. If you're happy and you're being booked to be a star, I don't know if you want to risk being looked to be less than the star. So I don't know. I just think it's a way different occasion.
I don't think he would be booked as less than a WWE. I think Triple H is high on that guy and wants him. So
but again, that's speculation. Like, and I even Triple H said that to him. Like, there's only so much, and I don't know. I'm just saying, he can't totally believe that. Triple H literally says it out loud.
I'd also like, was Will Hobbs unhappy, or was it just like I think it was just his dream to go to WWE?
I would say, again, there's a big difference between the pushing, is what I'm saying here. Will Hobbs has done what in the last several years? Like a very quick TNT title run, a trios title run, whoop-de freaking D. Why not take a shot out of WWE? Like, and that rhymed. But I'm just saying, MJF, on the other hand, has had now 2 title reigns and another title reign, the international title, and all that. So I'm just saying that's a big difference between I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was in his shoes, I would hesitate more than a Starks or more than a Hobbs.
Yeah, I don't just have to imagine that growing up, he probably would have wanted to at least to get off his list up to main event Mania and all that stuff. But you never know. It's like grass always greener thing. But yeah, I was just going to say it could be a potential WrestleMania main event, maybe potentially. I don't know how long Seth Rollins is going to stick around, but like, you could have been watching a potential main event with MJF and Seth Rollins there. But it's just kind of interesting. But I don't know. I can see where you're coming from there. But
I just think both. I'm just saying I wouldn't guarantee it. That's all I'm saying. I definitely see it as a possibility because also the other little train of thought is, well, I've done it now in AEW. Let me at least try now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he might reach a ceiling. And it's like, well, what is there left to do? So,
I think it even matches his character. He said in character he wants to go to WWE, like wrestle for the actual big company. Like he's even said that in character. Like I'm just saying, I would not doubt that MJF's goal eventually is to be the top of the company, like the one that's been around forever. Like I just, he's young, he's got time, 100%. Like, so I'm not saying now or the next year, like it could be 3 years from now. But I'm saying I don't think there's any doubt in my mind at some point we're going to see MJF in WWE. I don't have any doubt on that at
all. One person you won't see in WWE, and that I just remembered, Ava has left the company.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't we go over that last week?
I don't know. Did we? I don't know. Well,
you weren't here, Richie.
She since deleted her ex account after she said her anti-ice thing. So it is interesting that going off of that they named Robert Stone the interim GM, which I guess that just means we'll probably hire someone else, but in the meantime, Robbie E.
Yeah, no, I even said that, like, he just makes sense because he's there, he's a talker, so but yeah, it basically says that, like, because this did seem kind of abrupt to them. I mean, her last episode, she's very much like, it doesn't lead to like, oh, I'm done, my character's leaving. She's very much making decisions, and then just, I guess, in real life was like, no, I'm not going to resign. So it was a pretty last second. So even the writers were like, oh shit, now we don't have a really good GM. So I still have a good interim, like, while we figure out where else we want to pivot to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate people's intentions or whatever, but it's just like I don't know. I thought like she was having didn't have like she wasn't necessarily always booked to look great in that role, but like I thought like that that's probably the best role she's going to get at the time. So, but maybe she was wanting to do other things. So sometimes wrestling.
I like being a nice guy, but
I'm trying to be diplomatic here.
No, I'll be honest. She wasn't good. I'm sorry. Maybe over time, again, maybe it was the rush factor because she's the Rock's daughter, so they put her on TV too quick, had her wrestle too quick, and then they made her the GM. And I'm sorry, she wasn't very charismatic. She didn't have much of an attitude in either a heel or a face persona. She was boring. She didn't belong on TV.
I tried to be nice because like Brian Alvarez just goes to town on every fucking episode of NXT. So I'm just like,
I'm not gonna hold back. It's definitely, even though The Rock wants to tweet that, like, man, she never asked for a favor, she did it all on her own. No, her last name's Johnson, and the WWE was like, yes, Miss Johnson. Oh, I'm totally be interested. I'm like, it's a Nepo hire. Let's face it, it's David Flair all over again. Like, it just she wasn't very good. Maybe she could have been something, but the fact that she quit already showed that her heart was barely even in anyway. So bye, nice girl, go do something else.
It does suck that sometimes it seems like charisma skips a generation. Like you got like
not everyone's the same. For sure. Again, look, David Flair again, great example.
You got The Rock, who's the most charismatic dude of all time. Then you got Kurt Hennig is a very charismatic guy. Then you got Curtis Axel. I like Curtis Axel.
Ted DiBiase to Ted DiBiase doesn't quite translate. But then you have Dusty Rhodes to Cody Rhodes, who's been very successful. I mean, you
got Dominic to Eddie Guerrero, exactly.
Of course, Bob Orton to Randy Orton. Yeah, I mean, there are the ones that are
Randy Orton kind of.
That guy is.
I just didn't say that for Bob.
I don't know that guy.
No, I meant like he way overdid Bob.
No, that's what I mean. Like sometimes
the opposite.
The Rock exceeded.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Rocky Johnson and Peter.
Like, wasn't like Carmella's dad like a jobber? You know what I mean? Like so like it's not. There's the opposite time. So
you've got Bill Watson, Eric Watson.
Well, that's just two shitty people there.
Barry Windham and Kendall Windham. Not quite.
Yeah, Barry had some good shit at least for a while.
Yeah. So no, it's hit
So
or
no, I
miss.
mean, as a human being, I wish her well. As a worker, it wasn't working, and I think
Bring
she saw that.
back William Regal. Hey.
No, I mean, you literally have Regal and Shawn Michaels there every week. Just saying, it's not like you don't
Yeah,
got.
you
But I
said like
guess
yeah.
I get it does make sense to give it to like a somebody on the roster or somebody on like the that's at least signed like a Stone. If they still had Stoke could have been a great one.
Yeah.
But you also got people like working backstage or former workers that could fit in that role. I don't know. There's people that would have, probably.
Dude, I mean, I guess if you watch Unreal, it seems like he's a pretty big backstage guy already. But like Robert Roode would be a fun GM.
Yeah, why not have Bobby Roode be the GM? That'd be awesome.
That would be fun.
Have him hit the glorious music every time he comes out as a GM.
Yeah,
like, that would be great. Like, yeah, I'd be down with that. That guy can talk. Yeah, he's got charisma. Like,
yeah. And obviously, there's definitely backstage people. I mean, the Hurricane as the Hurricane. That'd be funny. even Jamie Noble. Let me tell you something, boy. I gotta let you do this, and I can let him be very Jamie Noble. You got half the backstage people are all wrestlers now. So.
You're gonna get out here and defend your title right now.
Right now,
yeah.
Idiot. Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, Idiot's not here anymore. Oops.
All hands.
I
left her at the bus stop years ago. Moved on in my life.
Bring her back. Sign her to a contract.
I bought a house now. I don't have a trailer.
Yeah, we bought an extra in addition to the double wide. It's a triple wide.
Yeah, triple wide trailer. Good old Hemi. Got that 3 Hemi drive.
Yeah, right. It writes itself. Sign it, WWE. There's this other guy, JPO, Jordan Owens, who's available, who's been a commissioner.
Oh man, and it's Florida.
It's Florida.
My 6th Florida promotion where I'm the GM.
So you wouldn't just like travel an hour to go be there every week. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, and I'm saying I have the I'm pretty sure I've never really confirmed this, but I think I have the record of being the most companies being the commissioner for. So in Florida.
Hey, there's experience on the resume.
I've done it for like 6 different companies.
Right. So hey, that works. We can get the inside scoop every week.
Is your mate Blake Chadwick? Is he still announcing? Get him to do something.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if you watch NXT, he gets it. They'll do like he interviewed Elba Femme or no, he tried interviewing.
He still does the play-by-play for Main Event. If you watch that on YouTube,
he does Main Event, and then like I said, you'll see him on NXT occasionally doing backstage interviews, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm still friends with him on Facebook, so yeah, I see him post about.
He's always posting photos and like, hey, I'm in this town, we're doing this.
Yeah, for sure. JPO, you got anything else?
Another huge one is it's already seemed to be confirmed that we got Punk and Roman in Mania. I mean that's pretty settled already. Not to jump ahead of Rumble news, but as big future news. And I know a lot of speculation too that we're probably going to get Punk versus Baylor again at Chamber, at least, or something with Punk because it is Chicago. So it has been said that they kind of want to, promote CM Punk being there for tickets and whatnot.
It almost the result of Punk and Bella, though. You know what I mean? Like, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, unless we're going to have Balor versus Roman, but yeah, unfortunately not. But, and again, Balor is kind of the new Drew. He'll never get it until maybe one day he'll get it.
Roman had a really good promo, by the way. That promo was fucking fire. He did.
Yeah.
The whole back and forth was good. Yeah, the face-to-face, it was, those guys. And you could tell those guys, they get the bullet points, but they're able to put their own spin on everything and maybe even add their own lines, like their own little jabs back and forth and whatnot with each other. Cause there's a lot of truth in what they talk about. So it's good stuff. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, he returned to TV recently helping Gabe Kidd, and it does sound like he's with AEW now. Clark Connors from New Japan looks like he is actually on the roster now as well. Making her second appearance on Bar Rescue soon will be Mercedes Moné. Her first appearance was when she was with WWE as Sasha. But she'll be on the upcoming season that's beginning in a couple of weeks here. And then just want to quickly go over. I just clicked out of my notes. But the Battle Riot did air tonight. It taped it last week, aired tonight on the YouTube, so very easily to access. Started off, your new middleweight champion is Kushida. Remember Kushida, of course, from NXT and
Mhm.
WWE. So he's your new middleweight champion. He joined the Evil Group Contra. And then in the Battle Riot itself, your new champion, because Mads Kruger did what Matt Riddle did last year, which is defend the title in the Rumble. He ended up getting eliminated like early-ish on or in the middle, so we knew there would be a new champion coming, by the halfway point, if not or even earlier. Killer Cross, indeed, is your new champion here. About an hour and 8 minutes the match went, and Killer Cross is your new champion here. Not too crazy of a Battle Riot. It definitely wasn't your ICP Duke the Jumpster one here. Some notable names: Luke Gallows, Stallion Rogers. Let's see here. Cody Fluffman, who represented the was the banana, that new thing. Paul Walter Hauser, of course, was in it here. Paul London, all of the Dallas guys, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang were in it. The former or Simon Gotch, remember him from Vaudevillians, is still around. Kushida again. Baba Thunder, the former Dabba-Kato, was in there. Let's see. Carl Anderson, of course, as well. Ricky Martinez, RPW, returned to the Battle Riot. Gallows then came out again as Festus. We saw the return
I saw
Festus.
a TikTok of that. Yeah, Festus.
Yeah.
They even did the whole thing. Somebody outside the ring like rang the bell, and he did the
finally
whole
rang the bell. Yeah, because he stood. He just his first couple minutes he did does nothing for 2 minutes, and then finally the bell rings. He goes crazy for a minute, gets eliminated, and then Carlin rings the bell again for him to like snap out of it. So he's in it quickly. Trevor Lee to the moon. Cameron Grimes was in there. Alberto Rios, former ring announcer, Jesus was in there. Sidney Akeem, who does some really cool stuff. Former Reggie. You should check him out if you haven't seen him in a while. Madman Fulton, formerly of NXT. Austin Aries, Donovan Dijak, Bishop Dyer, the former Baron Corbin, and Hammerstone and Riddle were also the final two. Cross is your new champion. He then afterwards said, "Hey everyone, it's my mama," and he handed her the title. It was very nice. Killer Cross respects the shit out of his mom,
right? As he should.
Lovely.
Yes.
Man, as the great Vito Corleone said, like, a man who doesn't spend time with his family should never be considered a real man. So there you
go. You guys can start Rumble. I will be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, unless you have anything else, Richie, we'll get into it. So, let's talk about the Rumble. We'll keep the show fairly quick tonight because I have to work tomorrow that I usually don't. So, we'll keep the show fairly brief and just run it down. Royal Rumble 2026 in Saudi Arabia in a half-empty stadium, from everything I could tell.
It was tough because like they had those lights that the strobe light things that I thought maybe it made it look empty. And they said that they're gonna do away with them next time because it did. I think they thought it was gonna look cooler than it actually did, but it actually made it look like it was just I don't know. I feel like they created a stadium for the stadium atmosphere, but didn't actually have enough people to sell stadium like tickets, you know what I mean?
apparently resale and scalping is very bad over there. So like the show was actually sold out, but then there was a bunch of resale stuff going on, but for crazy prices. So like a lot of the seats were empty because like they didn't get resold. So they were sold originally, so the show was paid for. But then I saw tons of pictures on social media coming out of the event of like just crazy amounts of empty seats in there. And also it didn't help the fact that from what I can tell, the local time there when the show started was 10 p.m. at night. That doesn't hurt. That doesn't help a 4-hour show.
You probably finish at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
They finish at like 2 a.m. because like the men's Royal Rumble starts at like 1 a.m. So the crowd's not only like tired, it's the middle of the night. Never a good idea for a show to go that late. So this whole Saudi thing, if it's going to be the same thing for WrestleMania, I think they're in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. And I wonder if they're already starting to like rethink this whole like Saudi WrestleMania thing. But I don't know. They're gonna have to figure it out.
Saudi is like, I'm happy. I'm fine. I've learned to be cool with it if it's just like for your crown jewel or your whatever. That's whatever. That's fine. But like for an actual like tentpole event like a Royal Rumble, even a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania, nah, I don't think. No, don't.
To me, you even the look of it, you you gave up what the last couple of years you've been able to do the Royal Rumble in like a 50 or 60,000, person stadium, have a giant crowd, going crazy, for the Rumble, doing the countdowns, and you switch it up for a 20,000 seat outdoor impromptu stadium that was half full. Like to me, it kind of killed some of the atmosphere. I was watching, again, I remember I told you I showed Rhonda the 2020 Royal Rumble. She had never seen that one. That was the one right before COVID, the one that Drew won, but that was in like a giant like stadium in Houston or something, like 60,000 people watching the Rumble, and it was fun.
The reaction when Edge came back, holy shit,
that was massive. Yes.
Nuts.
Yeah. And nobody in this Rumble got anywhere near any kind of reaction like that. Just no like yeah, Brie Bella maybe getting like the biggest pop of the night. That was bizarre. Yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, I just, the show felt off. It didn't have that kind of spark and magic, that they've had these last couple of years, when you've had it over here in the States, that people will travel to the Rumble. That's one that people will travel in the United States like too, you know what I mean? Kind of like Mania. Like some people, if they're, within driving distance or even a short flight, like they'll go to the Rumble because it's a fun time, if it is.
There are people who probably travel, overseas for it. To be honest, I mean, like like people, like like I probably know, like if I had the means and it was in America, I'd probably, I would think about going to the Rumble.
Yeah, no, I mean it's fun, but they're not going to go to Saudi Arabia for that's the problem with the WrestleMania thing too. Is like you have it somewhere in the United States or even Canada, and people are going to travel to it. But yeah, you put it over there, people are not going to travel to it. It's not going to happen. That's
and it eliminates WrestleMania weekend as well, like with other shows.
There's no. Yeah, you don't get the WrestleMania indie shows. You're not going to get that. It's your average indie promote. Dragon Gate USA is not going to take their promotion to Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Josh Barnett is not going to take Bloodsport to Saudi Arabia. It's too damn expensive.
that name is also a bit too on the nose.
yeah, right. So yeah, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to get any of that stuff. So you'll still get people maybe running shows, because people are going to be watching wrestling that weekend, whatever on the apps and whatnot. But yeah, you're just not going to get that same atmosphere of wrestling fans. So it's really unfortunate. So we have to enjoy it while we can this weekend while it's still in the United States, or this year, and then before next year it goes overseas. And
and then they'll probably be like, okay, all right. Hopefully they'll just be like, okay, let's just make the Saudi shows those Saudi shows and not the main pay-per-view.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So anyways, we started with the women's Royal Rumble. 30 women in there. We had a couple of NXT people dropping in there. Richie, we had Kiana James. We had Lola Vice from kind of sort of your NXT and AAA sort of tie-in, for the women. I think she's been featured a little more in AAA. Overall, Sol Ruka, who lasted 50 minutes and got that rub. Yeah,
Kiana James actually did better than I thought she would too. She's technically on SmackDown though. Sol Ruka did really well. She's got a decent future, and I liked her gear because it didn't actually look like it was too compromised from what how obviously the gear. They had to adjust the gear for Saudi.
I think some people adjust to it more. Livs look pretty good. Some of them they can make it work, with that well enough in advance, and make a match. But there was some point in the match later on where there was at least 4 or 5 women that had like black jumpsuits on, and it was kind of hard to tell them apart, but at least the ones that chose like crazy colors and stuff, or Soul had like an all white kind of thing, looked pretty good. So a few good things there. Lash Legend had a good run, 38 minutes. She got a good push.
The crowd kept chanting overrated.
Overrated. I don't think she's big enough star to be rated. Much
less
overrated,
but just because they're giving her a push and giving her those big moments. I'm just like, if she was like, if you saw her when she first came into NXT and they're pushing her like that, then sure. But like she has that, to her credit, she's gotten a lot. She actually improved a lot. I understand, and that look, you just gotta WWE always gonna like big muscly women. It is going to.
Yeah.
So, and like she's getting better and can work, and she does have something. She has that charisma. So I would if I was working there, I'd be like, yeah, she does have something. I'm not gonna like just put her on to the side. I would probably look at pushing her as well. To be fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
JC Jane and Kalani Jordan, yeah, both in from NXT. And then you're kind of sort of veteran Hall of Famer surprise. Yeah, getting a massive reaction. Brie Bella.
Holy
Bella.
shit. They went off like the SJX, they went crazy. I'm like, do they just like I know that part of the world that they do go crazy for celebrities, like they're a bit more kinder to Logan Paul in that regard too.
Mhm.
They just like
is Total Divas a giant hit in like Saudi Arabia on television or what? Like I can't imagine they watch that because it might be like against their rules or whatever. Like I'm not sure. If you I don't know.
or is it just because like she felt like a genuine surprise, like that she hasn't been in the company for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird. Like before the Royal Rumble, there was like pictures going, oh, like Nikki Bella spotted on a plane, showing that she'll be in the Rumble. So I guess she'd been out for like a little bit. I'm like, she's on the roster. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, she's had like title matches recently. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah, she's been pretty regular the last like 6 months. Yeah, that's not a surprise.
So yeah, but yeah, like Brie being part of it. Yeah, I mean, Bryan Danielson did an interview saying that if Brie was to come back, she'd want to do something with. It's just I think they need to work out the heel face dynamic because it was awkward on Raw, where like clearly Nikki was trying to be a heel and Brie was like, oh, hey,
Brie was like, nope, yep, I'm just gonna enjoy the reaction and just be me. Yeah,
it's like, either be heels or no. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was a huge reaction, and subsequently a huge reaction from the Bellas after that. Just like, okay, fair enough. I mean, like, but then it's like that doesn't translate to America, obviously, because they're not like, because if it did, like, I don't know. I'm kind of glad it doesn't translate to America because I don't know if in 2026 I want like Bella's getting a huge push. Yeah, but,
yeah,
is what it is.
No, and it was kind of cool to see. It was came down to Liv, Tiffany, and Sol Ruka. I thought that was a good final three, for what it was, because Tiffany coming back, getting that spot and hanging on. Liv, established star, but hasn't won the Rumble yet. And then Sol, they giving her that shine again. She kind of the Iron Woman in the match, lasting 50 minminutes, but doing something really silly, like going for a soul snatcher on the apron, probably not a smart idea. Yeah, but maybe you could dismiss it too. She's still green and made a rookie mistake. It is what it is. The more veteran, put her out of her misery at that point and made her pay for it. So yeah.
Also, if you needed more proof that WWE loves hot blonde women, there you go. The last three hot blonde women. But crucially too, they're all like young, upcoming stars. So that's good. I think the good thing about this Rumble and the Rumble is like they're definitely building towards the future more, which is cool. I mean, except for we'll get to we're not this one, but the next one. But it did feel like but yeah, I think it's a good final three. One other thing that I was going to note too is like I thought like Becky would last longer. She just kind of got unceremoniously eliminated by Natty. And it's like, oh, okay, she's gone. Fair enough. But I mean, it was cool to see that she's getting taken a bit more seriously, I guess too. But yeah, no, it's a good final three, and I think I don't even know why I didn't think of Liv, because like she's been like the last two for a while now. So it's like it's probably, if you're going to do it now, because she's become quite a decent star. So yeah, they'll probably do the same with Tip now. Like she'll probably she might win it next year because she came second, and then they'll do it with Sol Ruka the next year. I don't know.
No, they did have a lot of like younger women, ones that they're pushing, for kind of the next generation of women. I do think the women's roster is deep on WWE and NXT for that, as far as they have a lot of fresh kind of young stars. I think it's a problem they have on the men's roster that like isn't the median age or something right now, like 38 or 39, something like that. Yeah, they're not really like making a whole lot of new like young stars right now, and the ones that they have are kind of floundering in mid cards and whatnot.
Even Royce Keys like 36.
Yeah, he just got signed. He's 36. LA Knight gets popular. He's like almost 40, or if not 40.
He's 40.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, some of the more popular people, your current world heavyweight champion is 48. I mean, Roman Reigns just won the Rumble. He's in his 40s now as well.
40.
Yeah. I think they have they really need to kind of really jumpstart kind of the new stars and whatnot. And I think, they're trying with a few people, but even Joe Hendry's like in his late 30s now. He's just now kind of, breaking out. And he's been wrestling for like 15, 20 years, and he's just now kind of getting there. So, we'll see what happens in the next couple of years, but I do think they need to kind of jumpstart some new talent. But JPO, you're back. Your thoughts on the women's Royal Rumble side of things? For what you got?
Yeah, no, for the most part, I like the women's rumble here. I don't know if it's going to be an all timer, but to me, it checked off kind of the boxes I look for, and in a rumble here. One, I really dig the winner. I think Liv's great. You know what I mean? She's had the title before, but she's never won a rumble, so that's cool. Hint, wink, never won a rumble. So I'm enjoying that. I enjoyed the final. Few people, like you said, the final at least 3 were all kind of people that haven't had that shot yet. For the Rumble, which is I think really cool. You had some NXT surprises here. Technically, we had a legend return. I would prefer a different legend, but at least as far as checking that box off, we did get that here. I did a good job of making, a lot of people have some spots here. Jordan Grace got some eliminations. Lash Legend had a hell of a Rumble. Kalani Jordan got to do a cool move. Roko looked really good here. I agree with you. I was like, for her elimination, I was like, what was the best case scenario there? That you hit your bone on the fucking apron, and then you're very still reliable to almost get eliminated.
Yeah.
So, but hey, otherwise,
chalk it up to young rookie mistakes. She's young.
I think we all know. I think she's been a battle royal before. I can look that up. She should know. But like I said, this worked out for me here. I'm at the moment watching this. I'm on a high right now, going, all right, WWE, you're doing good so far.
Yeah, we're also just giving out. I was giving out because like probably at Lash Legend I'm sounding overrated, and I'm just like, it's not really like.
I didn't even hear that.
She's not even rated. She's overrated.
And I was defending, like she's actually gotten like if she's
gotten better.
If she was that level that she was when she came to NXT and now pushing her, then sure. But she's gotten better and improved, which is what you're supposed to be in NXT. And then she's not that overrated actually. But anyway,
no, that's slightly weird, Chan. I almost feel like it's a very old-minded chant.
That's not the only weird chant. But we'll get to it later.
I guess I don't listen to the crowd.
So we went into our second match of the evening, which we got right into it. AJ Styles taking on Gunther. AJ Styles' career on the line, or at least forced to retire from in-ring competition or WWE, depending on the promos that you listen to. He was very careful to word some of the promos as like, my time in WWE is up, just pointing that out. So they had their match, a pretty long one as well. They gave him almost 25 minutes here, and I thought a really good back and forth matchup as you would expect from those two guys, from their first match going into this one. Pretty hard hitting as well. That final sequence where Gunther was just chopping the ever-loving piss out of AJ just over and over and over and over again. Pick him up, chop him more, pick him up, chop him more. Pretty brutal there. Say what you will about Gunther, I like him a lot. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's good at what he does. I think he knows how to work ring psychology. I think some people in the internet wrestling community don't like him because he doesn't do 450 splashes and fucking top rope topes. But that dude wrestles like old school Smash Mouth style, and I like it. He's just there to win and to beat your ass and to try to win at every given possibility with his finish. And it's tried and true. It's what he does, and he beats the shit out of you, and that's what he does. And like I like it because it's just kind of old school wrestling to me, which I don't think there's like enough of right now. But yeah, hell of a match. I just think another kind of one of those moments where it was over, almost like when like Taker lost to WrestleMania, and you just see the crowd just like, oh, that's it, huh? He didn't no count out. I thought for a minute they were going to tease Gunther getting disqualified. They were kind of teasing that. If you remember at the end of the match, he kept like picking up Styles in the corner and kept like hitting him. The referee kept like pulling him off. I thought they were going to do a thing where he like got himself disqualified, for like not relinquishing, in rope breaks and whatnot. And I thought that was a way they could have done it, had they chosen to have AJ win, but maybe, still have Gunther, as Vinny V would say, Richie on some of those old retro episodes, have him disqualified for kicking too much ass. He said a couple times. But they've had that a couple of past promotions and whatnot. So I thought they were kind of going away. I was like, oh, they're kind of teasing. He's like going a little too far. He's not breaking holds. He's not letting him out of the corners. Like maybe they'll go that way. And now he just is going to kick the shit out of AJ and put him in the sleeper, put him to sleep. And as far as right now, AJ Styles has to go on his word, and he is now retired from in-ring competition. But I don't know, JPO, your reaction to the finish and the ending and the match itself, and is this it? I mean, you did say there's a story with the book ended, Royal Rumbles and whatnot, 2016.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But you don't want it to be true. You know what I mean? For what it is.
On our prediction show here, this was one that was so hard to, predict, because again, that book ended of like, all right, 2016, 2026 is nice. The fact that they were definitely rushing, like, let's get Shinsuke done, let's get Punk done, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, the fact that they were doing this match in general so kind of quickly, it felt like the writing is kind of on the wall here, I feel. And again, another good Gunther match here. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle, more towards your side than like the other side of like his Gunther matches. I know some people actually are starting to get a little old with Gunther here, but no, I think there's good psychology, and I do still normally enjoy his matches more so. So it's a good match here. Yeah, it is very much that Taker moment. I mean, I remember that Taker moment, like being like, did they? Well, no, they're gonna unring the bell, right? Like somehow, like almost like right. You don't want to believe it. Like it's just like a shock factor. And then here was like, no, just that's it. Like it's straightforward storytelling. Like there's no extra bells, and then the afterwards with Styles, which again, it was confusing. There's the gloves off. Like, all right, he's gonna leave the gloves in the middle of the ring. We've seen that. We've seen it in his shoes, and a lot of wrestlers with their shoes. Styles is doing the gloves. That's cool. He throws them back on. And like you said, now it's like some of the wording is like, what are they wording it specifically to say it's not WWE? But then like some interviews, I felt like he was pretty much like, no, I'm done. My body just, my body said I'm done. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if his contract was straight up in February, it's just one of those things where it's like, no, I don't want to sign an extension, I guess. Or like hint to WWE that, I'll be around longer. Like, let's finish it. So yeah, man, time will tell. It's still early. I really kind of see it both ways. I don't know. I don't want AJ to be done, in a greedy level, but at the same time, whatever, floats his boat and his health is, up to him. But it'll be interesting here, man. Yeah, it's definitely one of the greats. We sit on the show, been kind of killing it since the late 90s, technically, but he was a WCW guy.
Even if he did like what 27, 28 years, wrestling. I mean, that's a long time for a career. That's a long time.
It's a long time, and for a high caliber like him, and a guy that's wrestled that
fucking Corey Graves dropped an NWA Wildside reference. I kind of marked out for that because my boy Dagan Briggs, my buddy who you've seen many times, used to work with AJ and like Corey Chavis and all those guys up in Wildside back in like 2000, 2001. Wildside up in North Georgia up there. So I'm very familiar with Wildside. And he was in IPW in Florida for a long time, like Ron Nemes's promotion and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
and like 2001.
Shout out Ron Neme.
Yeah, no, Ron booked him all the time. You can see plenty of that footage from like the early 2000s, of him working in Florida. So like he's very like familiar around the Florida territory as well for those early days too. So yeah, I mean total like southern guy for sure. So if that's it, he left us a hell of a legacy. We'll see what happens, but I don't want it to be over, but hey, if it is, and he just, he does say he does want to spend time as like a family man now because he's got kids that he wants to like not
and
miss
while
out
he's
on their
still
childhood
healthy enough, yeah.
to like do stuff with him. Yeah. And I get it. I totally get it. He wants to take some time off with his kids and his family. So, if that's what he wants to do, that's his wishes, so be it. So, I mean, it kind of is what it is. We'll see what happens. But, Richie.
Yeah. I think one of his kids made an appearance sort of like similar. Or was it at it was one of the events where he showed up in a low rider. I think one of his kids was driving was actually like driving it, or it was some entrance he was doing. I can't remember what pay it was or what show, but I do remember them pointing out, oh, that's AJ's kid. So I don't know. You never know. You might. You never know. Like with the kids as well. You don't. Maybe we'll see AJ Styles Jr. I don't know, or whoever next. So, but yeah, like. Yeah, I didn't pick Gunther to win because I thought they were laying it on too thick. I was like, oh no, like he'll win and then he'll have a retirement tour and then he'll I don't know retire with like someone he wants to. But I'm like, but then who would he wrestle? I guess I would assume he'd probably wrestle someone like Shinsuke, but he's already done it. So I didn't really go back. So I was just as weeks went on, I'm like. It could. It probably is. Probably is legit here. So yeah, I mean, if it is it, then yeah, like he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Yeah, just a hell of a like that. Yeah, like he when I first saw him, on TNA, he just blew me away with what they could do. It still blows me away now. Nearly near 50 or 50 if he's now. And he's amazing. So yeah, just a shame he doesn't have like another character where it's like, yeah, AJ Styles retired, but like not like Chris McDaniels, not Curry Man. Yeah, Curry Man.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about. Curry Man doesn't even speak English. What are you talking about?
Yes, but yeah, but no, first about the Hall of Famer for sure. Whenever they put him in, because I don't know if he's fully tied, but yeah, no, definitely great legacy, one of the best of all time, and yeah, no, and great match too. Just good match. It's a great match. I love Gunther, and I think he's he's shown that he has like boatloads of charisma too. Like even when he came out to AJ Styles scene the next day on Raw, that was great. So yeah, I love Gunther. I think he's
for sure. So with a deflated crowd from the result of that previous match, we rolled into supposedly the most over guy, one of those over guys in Saudi, Sami Zayn challenging Drew McIntyre. They said something, JPO, maybe you can fact it, that he was like 0-11 against Drew in like singles matches or something, or
even if that's true, I don't know why you'd bring that up.
Yeah, why would you say that beforehand? Be like, man, this guy is such a loser against Drew McIntyre. Man, this guy just can't beat this dude at all. And then you bring him out, but then you do that only to maybe set it up for him to win. And no, he just gets his ass kicked again.
Yeah, Drew beat the shit out of him for the most part. Like he took 90%.
Drew took the 80% of the match and beat the fuck out of him, and even took Sammy's finish and just reversed it and kicked the shit out of him and pinned him. Jesus, what a geek. Jesus, man.
Are they waiting for because I know WrestleMania is in obviously next year is in Saudi. Are they waiting? Is he going to win the Rumble next year and then win the thing then?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I feel like he's
supposedly, by the way, the Rumble will be back in the U.S. next year, and I didn't do a full count, but yeah, there's at least 10, if not 11 matches here, and yeah, they are all indeed Drew, dating back to 2021. Even is their first encounter on SmackDown, and then going back to obviously the Rumble. And before that, Monday Night Raw back in January, they even had a singles match.
Yeah. So yeah, Sammy's a loser. He can't beat Drew, and he still couldn't beat Drew even in Saudi.
He's still an
Go
underdog.
ahead, go ahead, Richie. Yeah, he's an underdog, even though he can't seem to do it in certain situations more than others. But okay.
He's an underdog, and then like they'll probably, if I'm guessing, they watch me be wrong. Right? They'll eventually give him the title like next year, and then you're like, yeah, he finally won a title, and he'll have like a 2-month reign. Or maybe,
and then he'll like retire because he's also been wrestling for forever as well.
Or he might do the maybe ages thing. I could also see him going, you know what, I love WWE, but I also I've got friends in AEW. I want to wrestle him for it. So that's what I see him doing. But yeah, I didn't expect like maybe Drew to take all this match. He didn't have to kick his ass like that, man. This felt like a Vince in your hometown type thing. But holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, but like yeah, I mean, like, you know, I guess Sammy's over. Like Drew, you know, obviously I love Drew's work, and you know, he was over here. Not the last time we'd see him either. Just also kind of, I feel like they're also kind of telegraphing WrestleMania there. But yeah, I've been an all right match, but like, yeah, I would rather a more back and forth, and then I don't mind Drew winning, but my god, yeah.
JPO, any thoughts on this ass kicking thoroughly?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this unfortunately, you know, on paper sounded kind of cool. You know, another one too that you know, we said on predictions wasn't too predictable to a degree. You know, if it wasn't for Drew just winning the title, in fact, I would have been more swayed towards Sammy. But the fact that Drew just got it, I was like, they're not going to cut him under the rug again, right? And yeah, no, indeed, yeah, very one-sided match here. I mean, okay storytelling, I suppose, but yeah, otherwise, like, yeah, this match definitely never let itself get to like that second, you know, third gear. So yeah, this match unfortunately is also not great here. You know what I mean? We're turning the tide here, in my opinion, on the Rumble now from, you know, pretty decent Rumble, you know, followed by a pretty good match with some iffy-ish rush storytelling, and not even in the match, but as in the outside of the match with the retirement. But now we're getting to, you know, like, all right, you know, this is done just, you know, because Sane's gonna get a pop. And that's about it.
For sure. Yeah, so we'll see what the future holds for Sammy in 2026. I don't know if it's terribly bright for now, but we'll see. Maybe it gets better next year with WrestleMania in Saudi. So we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, we moved into the men's Royal Rumble, which at the time, yeah, it was 1 a.m. in Saudi when this started. So maybe not a wise idea again to do something like this late for them.
Okay, and not to cut you off, but is that why this one felt rushed as shit?
Yes.
Like what was the intervals, and like, yeah, this felt like they were.
I swear.
Oh shit! The pay-per-view, we gotta get off air at midnight. You know, like
I swear it would be a thing. If you ever had time, JPO, to go back and watch the Rumble, I swear some of these intervals were like 30 seconds, like 40 seconds. I mean, like super quick. Yeah, like there was a couple where like the guy literally like got to the ring, did like one move, and it was 10. 9. I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, what? Like, what? Okay, that's definitely not 90 seconds. Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah, I think they're rushing through it. But yeah, a couple of noteworthy things throughout here. Then I'll go to you guys for your thoughts. Obafemi entered number 1, 5 eliminations, lasted almost 40 minutes. So he definitely got a big rub there. So I feel like Oba's going to get, you know, the pretty legit push here on the main roster, that they're pretty high on him. So that's a pretty good indicator. Eliminating Braun Breaker in 10 seconds after they did again this masked attacker thing. I'm kind of over the masked attacker thing. I don't know about you guys. How many times have they done that in the last like 2 years? We've done like the hood.
I'm over.
The black hoodie attacks somebody and runs off thing.
To me too. Like, I want a hot start to the Rumble, and this just felt like already a petered moment to the Rumble. You know what I mean? Like, Oba and him should have like clashed and like had a nice little fight. That would have been cool. Instead, it's okay, cool. He gets a quick elimination, whatever.
Also, wouldn't it be more impactful and made him more pissed off if like maybe Braun Breaker got near to the end and then that masked man did that? I don't know.
Yeah. My only qualm is do that later. Do that in 10, 20, 30 minutes. You don't need to do it at the beginning, in my opinion. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Braun is like Yeah, he's doing his running. He's running wild with the spears or whatever, and then some masked guy trips him, pulls him over the ropes, whatever. You know what I mean? Like cuts off his momentum. Yeah, 20 minutes into the match, like you think he's gonna
Oh,
shot.
I have your
Yeah,
intervals,
whatever.
by the way.
Oh boy, like the actual ones.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, we're talking a minute 34, 137, 133, 216, 148, 137, 133, 22. So yeah, they're all over the place. They are all at least over a minute, but yeah, sometimes there's 2 minutes, sometimes they're a minute and a half. Yeah, they're very all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Because also don't forget too. Unfortunately, I think the reason why some of it seems shorter too is because that entrance is big. So by the time they got to the ring and actually did their thing, it was already kind of time to cue the next guy.
Yeah, no, I feel like as much as I don't mind like a big stadium for a Royal Rumble, it does like kill the whole like the classic rumbles where the guy would just like run down the ramp and slide in the ring,
like
really
2000 and they're in it, 2001 they're in it. Yeah,
they're like in there, you're there, just a little ramp way, and you're good. And it's like no, this one you got to like run 100-meter dash to like get the, you know what I mean, to actually get to the rumble.
By the time you get there, you wonder like, hang on, all right, now this one.
Yeah, it reminds me of there's a gimmick battle royal like WrestleMania 17 where Bobby Heenan was like, by the time he gets here, it'll be WrestleMania 37 by the time Sheik gets to the ring. Like it's just I feel like it does kind of kill a little bit of that.
I wish they like paid off that joke because he was still alive when the rest of the 37 rolled around. I wish he would rock up and like walk down the ring.
That would have been funny.
Just to pay off that joke. But yeah, no, but yeah, it was yeah. And it was also like I don't know, another thing like too. I get with the entrances and stuff. This is I mean, people have an issue with like Jay Uso's entrance. This is the one time it annoyed the shit out of me because you had Jay Uso's entrance and you were so obsessed with it. You missed a big elimination. Brock Lesnar missed his elimination. They missed Brock Lesnar's elimination. And he just unceremoniously got eliminated. I'm like, dude, this is Brock Lesnar. And you don't focus on that because Jay's doing his bullshit.
Yeah. when you had a Rumble, and like we were just talking about the 2020 Rumble where it was a big deal when he finally got eliminated, after, chucking out a bunch of people left and right. But yeah, kind of bizarre. Speaking of people getting eliminated quickly, Rusev 32 seconds. So yeah, so much for that return. And yeah, that your boy gets in there, JPO officially, Matt Cardona. 55 seconds.
I remember my joke was like, give him 1 minute, and then I was like, God damn it, 5 seconds away.
Oh, fuck it. Because it was one of those things where he was one of Oba Femi's fatalities where he came out and it was just like, oh no, not Cardona, no.
There's no way he's gonna match up with Oba. Yeah.
No, and so not good there. We did Mr. Iguana jump in for a few minutes, do a couple of his spots. Yeah, not that he had to be in there a long time, but he got in there, did his comedy bits, got out. So nice to see him. We all kind of a bunch of us predicted him. Javon Evans entering, being the Iron Man, 40 minutes, 58 seconds. So again, I think a nice push for both, Oba and Javon, two very young guys, who are getting pushes on the main roster. So good to see there that I think they have full confidence in both of those guys. Trick didn't last as long as I thought he would. It's only 6 minutes. Yeah, I thought he lasted way longer than that. But he get a little bit more rough.
Javon lasted a long time despite employing questionable tech. I mean, I know it says offense, but my God, every time he sprung off the ropes, like, don't do that. You're gonna get.
I'm like, don't get
off the ropes.
Ronda was like, get in the ring, get in the ring. He would be like on the apron half the time. Get in the
ring. I'm like, if this is Vince, he
might be
2 minutes.
Here's the weirdest connection. So I just unfortunately watched Strangers Chapter 2. And there's a scene where there's a couple scenes where she's getting away in a car, and I'm like, drive, fucking drive. Why aren't they driving? Start driving. There's killers. What the fuck are you doing? It's just like that. It was like, Javon, stop bouncing. What are you doing?
I know you're bouncing, but you don't have to do that in this match. It's gonna be your downfall.
Yeah, springboards are not a good idea. Cody Rhodes lasted 36 minutes, coming in fairly early at number 11. So lasting a while, so they definitely teased. We had the El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
So a good way to kind of I guess they're probably going to more pay that off. Yeah, it was a good time for you to drop Richie El Grande Americano off your roster, Richie, because you could have been getting like double points through this feud, but that's on you.
Hold on, it's original. No, you couldn't have, because original El Grande is the other guy.
How do you know who's the original?
They said it. They literally name graphic. They name graphicked him.
Original.
So that's what the guy's claiming. It doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, well, luckily it doesn't matter, but I would call hockey on that.
This is coming from a guy that had El Grande Americano on his roster last time and tried to make that.
Okay, no, I'm being honest though, because last time they never, like, in storyline, they were basically like the same dude. Now they're admitting that there's two dudes. They're admitting there's two dudes now.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick. It's like LA Park. It's like La Parka. You can
I don't mind the gimmick. Well, see, it's not like La Parka, because La Parka never fought La Parka. They just transitioned the name.
Speaking of La Parka, that was random for this Rumble.
I didn't predict him. I was like, oh, fuck.
That was odd. So anyways, he's in there. Royce Keys, which I was the weird tease at first, because at first they popped on the screen Powerhouse Hobbs, and I was like, Powerhouse Hobbs? Oh, was he able to keep his name? Oh no, never mind. Scratch that. Formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs.
It was just for it's for the TV audience to be like, yeah, this is who he is. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so they've done it in NXT. They did it with Finn Balor. They did it with Kenta. So it might be like a Triple H idea of like, let's acknowledge that we know who it is. We're not hiding the fact of who it is, but also, fuck you, we're gonna change his name.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if they're expecting like a bigger reaction for him in Saudi, but Saudi doesn't have AEW TV, so I don't know. But I know Dave Meltzer said he got no reaction. That's not true. He got reaction. It just wasn't as big as probably they were maybe anticipating.
I've also heard, just to be kind of fair, I've heard conflicting reports of a couple things. One, that they weren't empty seats, that it was just the lighting. I don't know how true or untrue that is. And also, too, with the noise, it is a very big arena. Let's not forget, too. So I also heard that, like, no, they were hot. They just didn't translate very well to camera. I don't know.
I don't know if that place was like built for acoustics the way it was built. So hastily,
Yeah.
So
and also, like we talked about at this point when he came out, it was like 1:30 in the morning. So
Yeah. So Logan Paul lasted 25 minutes, lasting a little while. Like you said, Brock Lesnar only lasting 5.5, getting eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance. So as Jay was running it back, which is a stupid idea to do in the middle of the Rumble, it means you're not paying attention and get thrown over at any time.
I like how Roman had didn't even question hitting him in the face. It's like,
no, it's the Rumble. I'm just gonna lay you out. So they kind of kept teasing some different face-offs here and there with different some of the bigger guys that kept getting interrupted. So we got a teases of like Brock and Oba that didn't actually take place. But a few little teases there. Some Jacob Fatu stuff in there, Roman, Orton, but Gunther entering at number 30. The whole thing coming down to Roman and Gunther, which I was happy about because both of them were on my predictions to win the Rumble, both winner and Dark Horse. So I was like, oh, okay, guaranteed, no matter what. They had a decent little back and forth, but I'm sure I'll go ahead and let now that we've gone through, Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. JPO, your rant may begin now. Go ahead. Have fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to be nice. I've had days to calm down, and like you said, the Raw stuff was all right. So like, I've calmed down a little bit. I just listen. At the end of the day, I don't think this Rumble, like I said, with the women's, tracked off enough of like my bullet points. You know what I mean? I thought we had a start. Shout out to Obafemi. He got to go over here. The Royce Keys is about 50-50. I think he kind of got a cool body slam, cool moment with Cody, and that was about it. I could also see them walking before you run. I think is the argument to that too. Like, he is technically new to them, so they're not going to give him too much. They're not going to give him the Oba push because they don't know yet, technically, in a way. So I also kind of see why they would hold off. Poor Rusev. I mean, he's supposed to be a monster. Again, that could have been a nice clash back and forth. he could have lasted a few minutes. If you want to, I almost like rather not put Rusev in it in a weird way, like throw Kid Wilson in there. You know what I mean? Throw
They
I
didn't
don't
even
know,
pay
Creed
off
brother.
they didn't pay off the Balor thing. I thought it's for sure they were gonna do the Balor, lay somebody out.
Balor payoff.
Nothing.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, what is it? So we had a cool debut. So we had Keys. I mean, unless you count Grande, no real like legend surprise, no real NXT. We had the AAA guys, I guess you could argue, kind of replacing NXT guys. So you didn't get any cool surprises like that. They definitely hyped surprises too, so that is their fault, not just our fault for once. That like they definitely were hyping them, like, hey, you never know who's gonna show up. It's like, yeah, we kind of do. So like I said, Keys was cool. And then I don't know. Roman just does nothing for me here. I'm annoyed by the fact that like he wasn't even on TV hyping this. He they'll announce it again on a podcast or something. And it just seems so boring, huh?
On Pat McAfee's show, he announced.
I thought it was McAfee again. Yeah, so McAfee's in the scoops.
Very creative. He very creative on his interview, which is interesting strategy. But like he was burying the company. I don't know. I guess that was in character now, so I didn't think so at the time. But yeah.
I didn't watch it because I don't really care for Roman at the moment. So I only saw the Rumble announcement. I don't know, man. I look at Rumble, look at Mania. We're creating a newish person would live to a degree, and here Roman again, and I'm just very cold with Roman. We've seen it. You got LA Knight, you know what I mean? You got the Finn Balor thing would have been maybe kind of cool. You've got, get all these big names, even Braun Breaker, even if let's that would have been kind of cool if, Logan Paul even, like, let's do Logan and Punk, or something. I don't know, man. I think Punk and Roman in the end will just be an okay match, and it's the promos might be kind of good because they're both good at promos, but I just want to do something different here. Roman's been on so many main events. He held the title for literally years. Like, can we try something different? That's all.
Yeah, fair enough, Richie.
Yeah, I guess out of that, the two left, I wouldn't. Yeah, I was thinking Gunther was going to win the Rumble eventually, and I thought, okay, maybe they do it here. But it's obvious.
I would have taken him out of the Rumble too. Like, weird thing to keep jobbing him out like second place. Like, take him out of the Rumble. Then he already had the AJ match.
And they make a point that he's come second again. I'm like, oh, so he's going to win.
Yeah.
He's going to win eventually.
It's weird to give him such a huge accolade with an ultimate and then make him second place.
Yeah, because they bring that point up with Liv and she won. So I guess eventually he's going to win. But like, I don't know. But also, like, it's quite obvious because they, Drew came out here and helped, get Cody out. So I'm guessing that they're building up to a triple threat match at Mania with Drew, Cody, and Jacob Fatu. So why couldn't I would probably have Jacob Fatu win, and then you can still do you can still build the triple threat match.
Cool. Yeah, I would have been fun more fun.
That would at least balance out. Yeah, that would have balanced out. Some of the other stuff. Yeah, that would have been repetitive. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And instead his elimination, which I think was by Roman, but it didn't feel like that kind of like a big deal. He just tossed him out. Okay, fair enough. That's. And I'm disappointed that you couldn't get some NXT people in there, like Ethan Page or like people, like your Ricky Saints or whatever. But I guess that,
just one or two. I would have taken out La Parka. I would have taken out the Miz. I also would have even taken out Mysterio, maybe. Like, just for something different.
Especially when Mrs. like he's going to beat Kane, by the way, in his records. He's going to beat Kane.
I think that's the only reason he got in, because I think they got that in mind, or he's asked for that or something.
Yeah. But his spots are not so insignificant now. It's like as soon as he came in, it's just like it's like it could have gone to someone. I also thought once we said as someone like as grass is always greener. Poor Ray Phoenix as well. He got dumped out straight away. Quite quickly. I wasn't expecting him to last that long, but Jesus, come on, he could have, had a decent showing. It's great, but even Penta didn't last long for considering last year. But I don't know. Like, there's I don't mind CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but you don't have to have him win the Rumble to get there, especially considering we only like not far removed from a 2-time winner with Cody in 2024. Like just have 1-time winners for a little while before you go back to a multi-time.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So, you guys' final thoughts on the Rumble event? Score out of 10, JPO. What you got?
Yeah, now just poor Ray Phoenix. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, as far as eliminations go, Braun Breaker is the lowest with 10, followed by Phoenix with 28, then Rusev, then Cardona, and then the original El Grande, Chad. Well, I mean, sorry, when I say Chad, that was weird to say. And then for the women here, no woman was a big like quick loser here. Kairi Sane, unfortunately, had a very whatever Rumble with 136, followed by Candice, Maxine, Lola Vice, not in a very long 432, and Ivy Nile were the bottom 5 for that here. Shout out to the Iron Man in this Rumble, Javon. That's something they did better with because Charlotte is the Iron Woman for the women's. That's unnecessary. That's another unneeded accolade. That should have been Natty. That should have been Roku or somebody. Didn't need to be Charlotte for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go first?
If you need to compose your thoughts, I can go first, and we'll come back around.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of overall thoughts to add. I thought it was definitely a highs and lows, overall evening. I think the Saudi atmosphere kind of took away from some of the magic of the Rumble. Honestly, I didn't feel the same hype or feeling for it as it did the last couple of years. I think that hurt. The women's Rumble was pretty solid. Again with a good climax, good winner. AJ and Gunther was a good match. Just with the kind of an air sucked out of the building, feel to it that maybe affected the rest of the show. The Drew match wasn't anything to write home about because it was just an ass kicking. And the men's again it had interesting moments. It wasn't boring. I mean, there was things to praise. The Oba and Javon pushes, things like that, pushing a few of the newer guys. But yeah, I mean, you could debate whether the Roman thing was the right call or not. I 6.75 out of 10, something like that. I think I'm in positive territory overall. Like, I was not entertained by the show, so I can't go too low. And some of the high spots were good, Liv winning, and whatnot, and some of the work in the ring was good. But yeah, I can't go too positive. I can't see myself like, it's like with these other Rumbles, JPO, we talk about, we go back and watch, other Rumbles, when we're like leading up to the Rumble, just get in the spirit, put them on in the background. I can't see myself putting any of these on in the background in the future.
No, this will need a few years. This will need a few years before I'm like I have to be a little forgetful before I want to see this Rumble.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What happened in this one again?
Yeah.
And there's been a couple. There's been a few in the last like 5-10 years that have been like that. You know what I mean?
For sure. Richie.
They've totally totally retconned or like tried to forget the greatest Royal Rumble ever happened in Saudi. I'm pretty sure that they're like, oh, this is which is probably for the best, but that I don't think that counts.
I feel they've always treated that as like a bonus Rumble. Like, I don't think they've ever like counted Braun as like in the lineage of like Rumble winners or anything. So
but yeah, no, I'm sort of in the same sort of boat. I forgot about the like Charlotte Flair being. Does she have like something in a contract where she has to kind of have a decent showing every time? Like
it's that, or just it's them being boring. It's them going, Charlotte's got to look strong. That's why I liked the fact that Becky like wasn't in that long. So to me that screams Becky's willing to do business. And it's just like I don't know. Roman reminds me of Charlotte last year, where I'm just like, fucking this again. All right, whatever.
But yeah, Becky doing business against a new sort of fresh character in Natty, which I'm intrigued by. So it's kind of feel like they're kind of push it. But like I just thought it would have been better, even though she's not new either. But like it would have, like when they did the whole Charlotte accidentally eliminates Alexa, or if it was the other way around, Alexa accidentally eliminates Charlotte, because it's like, oh, you don't expect Charlotte to go that early, but like Alexa, it's like here it's one it's kind of 50-50, but so I think that would have been maybe more impactful, like have someone that big go out early. But I don't know, she's just always going to be that sort of person that's like always up there, kind of like your Roman Reigns or something, where it's like probably to a detriment because you'll probably get booed again if she gets pushed too high. But yeah, the pay per view was good. I can't say it was bad because I didn't mind the Rumbles, so I'll go 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, JPO.
6.2. I'll go the lowest because I think I also grade WWE on a weird curve compared to AEW too, because there's only 4 matches, and when I feel like if we're doing this even in rubber style, I'm giving you a thumbs down to 2 out of 4. You know what I mean? So literally, there's like 2 matches I can kind of recommend. The women's I thought was relatively smooth with a good winner. The men's, yes, it's not a huge thumbs down, but enough to where again I don't think I'm going back to it, and I'm not super happy with the outcome. AJ Gunther's good. Not their fault too if this is AJ's final match. So I don't think you can thumbs that down in any way. So yeah, just kind of, and again, that's 4 matches. That's all you get. So it was all right. Still positive enough to where there's nothing egregiously bad here by any means. Even Drew and Sammy, there could be worse. I just unfortunately never hooked me because like once the match began, it felt very much like unless Sammy's gonna do a Superman return, this is Drew's match, evidently.
Yeah. By the way, if you were longing for tag team wrestling, there was tag team wrestling on the show. There were 2 dark matches on the Royal Rumble. They're on Wikipedia that they had that did not make the actual pay-per-view. The Wyatt Six defeated the MFTs, and then the Motor City Machine Guns and Nakamura defeated the New Day and Grayson Waller.
So why couldn't any of them be in the Rumble?
Yeah, none of them were in the Rumble. None of them. So there you go. If you're wondering where some of those guys.
I'm even more curious because again, they do like these 2-hour kickoffs. Why was this not shown? Why can't we watch this?
I would rather watch that than hear fucking Pete Rosenberg talk. Have corporate
figure out who's gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, maybe get back to the kickoff shows where you do a little wrestling. Yeah, in between, the panels, like AEW does to a degree. So yeah, I don't know. All right, well that's it for the 2026 Rumble. So we'll see where we go for now. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Like JPO said, we already got Roman confirmed to be going against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. So we'll see where the Drew side of things ends up, and we'll see obviously what happens at the Elimination Chamber in between, because sometimes that can have WrestleMania implications with that. So I'm sure I'll have to look up and see when the actual Elimination Chamber is. Let's see, Chamber 2026, February 28th, so the end of this month will be the Chamber, and that's in Chicago, right? So
Chicago,
yeah. So all right, that'll be the next PLE before WrestleMania back in Vegas again. So there you go. We'll probably wrap it up there. We don't have to go too long tonight. I've got a really early morning tomorrow, so let's get the plugs and parting words out of the way, and we'll get out of here for this evening. And we'll have another episode next week, and then I'm going to be off the week after that, so I'm going to be on vacation. So probably no Lonely Marks the week after, but that's okay. It's kind of a dead week anyways. We don't have to do predictions for Chamber until the 26th, and I'll be back for that. So we'll just take a little week off, no big deal.
Chambers before
JPO can have a 4-hour long time first time, have everybody from the community call in with every movie they've seen. Super long.
It'll just be Chris Diaz. He watched 20 movies that week.
He watched 85 movies for the show to prep for it. Yeah.
Hey, he was tonight. I'm a little worried I should DM him.
Man, that's great. I jumped on and there was nobody on there. I got worried for a second. I was like, what the hell's going on tonight? I saw you guys. That's why I popped in for a second to at least be like, hey, so I'm watching. How's it going? So anyways, we'll get to there. Richie, what you got?
Yeah, before this we did a Wheel of Movies, and we talked about Just Like Heaven, which Rich was winning, and Mark Ruffalo, decent movie. Check that out. And we're actually going to be back next week instead of I kind of want to get it done quickly because it's another tribute episode. Can't get away from them, unfortunately. With tribute to Catherine O'Hara, and we're going to do Best in Show because I think people will probably expect us to Home Alone, but I think Austin and Jordan already did the first one. She's not in the second one that much, and people would probably expect Beetlejuice. So and Best in Show is really good. So we kind of wanted to revisit that. I'm taping a match here on Sunday with on What Love Horror, but me versus Jeremy Potters. So check that out when it gets uploaded. Tomorrow I will be on Tournament Fights coming of age, which I've heard I got told is quite wacky.
It's a weird mix of movies so far with what Jordan's flick chart classifies as coming of age and or young adults, where I guess it just includes anybody who is a young adult in a movie that counts. Because when Rob Zombie's Halloween is on the list, I disagree with the category, but okay. Yeah. Friday the 13th.
Go by one site.
Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning is in the tournament.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is when Malcolm blindly goes by Wikipedia for things too. It's that site is not infallible. Obviously, make your own decision that's wrong.
Right.
Anybody edits Wikipedia, someone who's ill-informed can just be like, I think this is a Western. I'm like, no.
Ill-informed, trolling, yeah.
Yeah. But so got that going. So check that out as I get back into the swing of things. And
to be fair, the first tournament was wacky and weird, but it actually legit ended with the finals of 2 legitimate coming of age young adult movies, where it was The Breakfast Club versus Stand By Me, 2 legitimate coming of age.
I mean, if you guys want to play it straight, just laugh and move on the road.
No, that's what we did. We were laughing and no, that doesn't count. No, that's out. This is in, and so we weeded out all the stuff and got down to some actual ones for sure. We did eventually, so it's fine.
Yeah. I feel like coming of age has always been hard to define anyway. But it's obviously. When you see Halloween and Friday the 13th, it's I know it's hard to find, but it's definitely not those.
It's not that, that's for sure. And I'm the horror guy, and I still didn't vote for the horror movies in that tournament for sure. So, anyways.
Anyway, that's what I got going on.
All right, JPL, you're a busy man. What you got going on?
Yeah, man. When we're not here Thursdays, find me over at the Periscope. We're always doing some fun shenanigans. Thursdays we have the call-in show a couple hours before we start here. Always doing some tournament matches too. We're banging into round 2 coming soon, or has already started. And other shenanigans. There's some title matches defended here. I think Wrestling with Trivial maybe has some title defenses over there as well. Just did some Why We Love Horror tonight. That should air soon too. I think I've been on Channel 1 actually again because I had to fill in yesterday for somebody.
That was for me. I had to drop out.
I was about to say, was that you?
Yeah, because I had to drop out because again, my work schedule got screwy this week we had a second round of snow up here and it got weird and I was having to get hours, and I had to sleep. So I just I had a weird work situation. So I was going to be on the Jeopardy, so I guess you filled in for me on Jeopardy. So I'll have to tune in and see how I would have done had I played, if I would have done okay, with the questions. So we'll see.
Yeah. Now for shizzle there, and I also got trails and multiplex 7 points. So yeah, catch me all over the place, and till next week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll come back next week and we'll do kind of just a casual show. We'll see if we want to do anything on the side. We'll talk off air, and see what we want to put on the agenda. Movie Hero Network. We're keeping going with the tournaments this week and next week for that wacky coming of age young adult thing where if it has teenagers in it, I guess it counts. Okay, so that's a very loose definition flick chart.
The movie.
Yeah. JPO mentioned the ASAT tournament. I believe me and Will Cohen will be throwing down Monday night on the Pierce Co around 10 o'clock. So for my second match in the tournament, so we'll see how that goes. Should be a good one. And not much else beyond that. Well, like I said, Wheel of Movies next week. Catherine O'Hara, Best in Show. So we'll be hitting that on the Movie Hero Network. So that'll do it for tonight. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining me as always. Appreciate it. Good to have you back, Richie. And we'll reconvene next week. So for Richie Goodacre, for Mr. JPO, Jordan Owens, Austin Pezal, we'll see you guys next week on The Lonely Marks.